And here are the top stories for today's video.
Chuck?
What?
What? Hi guys, it's Eric.
And Adam.
And today is McBaby Monday. McBaby Monday. It's McBaby Monday. Yay! It is McBaby Monday.
And we have a table.
T-A-B-L-E.
The word of
Table.
the day.
Today we have a little story time, and we're going to tell you about our Christmas and how that went. But more specifically, one of our girls got sick for the very first time, and it was not a fun few days.
It made for a very memorable Christmas, but she was not sick on Christmas. It was right before Christmas.
It was like the 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I got sick like 2 years ago, and it was right before Christmas. And then Christmas Day, I was like, you don't remember? We have a video of me puking in the background.
Oh, I remember that. We were doing the Christmas house tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go back and you listen, you get to hear some treats coming from me.
Beautiful sounds.
But enough about me. More about Everest. So about 3 days before Christmas, we were putting the girls down, and we noticed that Everest was a little warmer than usual, so we took her temperature, and it was about 99.8, something like that. And so we gave her a little bit of Motrin and put her to bed and hope
Children's, like babies, Motrin.
Oh, yeah. I would assume that was...
But just to clarify.
Yeah. Sometimes we got to be very specific because people will say some stuff. Yeah. So we put her to bed, and in the morning when she woke up, she had about 100 and something. And so we contacted our pediatrician and talked to her. And it was actually the nurse on call, the triage nurse. She basically said that we're doing the right thing. You know, we don't have any clothes on her except for her diaper to cool her body off. We were giving her Motrin and Tylenol. And she said if it ever got to about 104, 105, that we should take her to the urgent care. And that's exactly what happened. So that night about 6 p.m., we checked her temperature when she woke up from that nap, and she had 105.2, which immediately, we flipped on. I was like, gotta go, taking her to urgent care now.
And my whole family had just arrived with my brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew, and they came in the door, and Eric literally
had the girl in the car seat already and ready to go.
Yeah.
And the idea was that Adam would stay home with Addison and I would go because there was no point of all of us going. So,
well, I didn't want to bring Addison there because she wasn't showing any signs of sickness. So why bring her to a place that potentially has sick people? So,
and he had your family here.
Yeah.
And his family could have watched Addison. But I think it was just better if it was just one of us going, taking care of it. But Everest was so adorable. She's not a crying sick baby. She's more of just like, I'm sick and all I want to do is just cuddle. And that's exactly what she did.
She's a strong little girl.
Yeah.
Because she didn't show any behavioral differences being sick. In fact, she would still giggle and still laugh and still get up in her crib, stand up and dance a little bit.
Yeah.
The things that I researched on sickness, it had a list of if they're showing these behaviors or whatever, then it's really serious. And down the whole list, Everest wasn't showing any of the symptoms. So I was like, this. Yeah. And this was the morning of that I was looking into it all. Okay. But I was like, it's not that serious. Obviously, when I got to 105, I was like, okay, this is serious.
We went there and they said, it'll be a 2-hour wait. And because it was 6 p.m. on the 23rd of December, there were no urgent cares open. So we had one choice and they had a 2-hour wait. So
And there
I
was
get
like
there.
5 people there, you said.
Yeah, there was like 5 people waiting. It wasn't that very many
Why it took
at
that
all.
long.
And nobody in the actual urgent care seemed greatly sick.
As bad off as Everest.
Yeah, Everest, you could definitely tell. Like, she was exhausted, she was tired. All she wanted to do was lay on me. I got there and I was like, well, is there any way she has the temperature of 105 and I think that she needs to be seen right away? And she was like, well, let me see what I can do. So she went back and she checked it with the nurse and came back and said, okay, well, let's take her temperature and her vitals. And so we took her temperature and she was at 104.3, I think, at that point. And she took her vitals and her oxygen was at 95 and her actual heartbeat was through the roof. It was like 193, which is insane for a heartbeat, especially for a little baby. So with all that, I was like, oh, then they're going to see us right away. So she said, okay, well, let me take your card, your insurance card, and sit down, and we'll be with you in a minute. And I was like, awesome, it's not going to take that long. So sitting there, and cut to an hour and 45 minutes later, we finally were called in. And that entire time, people were going in and out, and some guy just had like a little limp that he went in and came back out with like a little limp. And one other guy sprained his ankle because I was talking to him, and he said it wasn't that serious, but he just wanted to check on it just to make sure. We did that, and I was kind of upset by the time we got in there because it felt like Everest kind of had a little more of an emergency, not just saying because she's our child, but
because she's a baby.
But she's a baby, and she has 105 temperature.
Yeah.
We get in there, and they double dose her immediately with Tylenol and ibuprofen. So they gave her that, and then I sat in the room for another half an hour before the actual physician's assistant came in to check on Everest. And she's checking her, and she swabbed her for the flu to test that, and then she put on a little bag on her private area and to catch pee because she thought it was maybe a urinary tract infection. And so we went through that whole thing, negative on the flu. She couldn't figure it out. Everest never peed, so we were not able to do any UTI tests. And we were there until about 9:15. And so we closed the place down at 9, and they sent us home. And they said, basically, if anything changes, then you need to go to the emergency room. So basically, they couldn't do anything, nor did they know exactly what was wrong with her, which was shocking. So we were able to actually make an appointment for the next morning on the 24th in the morning for our pediatrician. So she was excited about that and said, great, if anything changes throughout the night, take her to ER. But if not, you have this appointment with your pediatrician the next day. So that's good. Cut to the next morning, and Everest fever broke throughout the night. It was like at 100 the next morning. So we didn't go to our appointment, but we noticed that Everest started to develop a slight little rash. And so we called the doctor, our pediatrician, and she immediately said, oh, I know what that is. It's actually going around in the Tucson area. And it's called roseola. And it's quite common, and it's hyper...
which... we had a lot of comments saying, my child had a high fever, and like right after the fever, there was a rash. It was roseola. Listen, I don't know how you say it, but it's whatever that is. Yeah, so we had already kind of gotten a heads up from a lot of you.
So thank you that you guys knew, but urgent care had no idea what it was. So... ridiculous. Although they were very concerned about her and showed like concern, they still didn't know what was wrong with her.
I don't care about concern if you don't do anything about it.
No. But Everest did get a frozen pop.
She got an otter pop. So I secretly think that Everest forced herself to be sick and get a fever just so she could get, and it was a blue raspberry. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, she knew.
So I'm sure
she
that
totally knew she
loved
was
it. Oh yeah, because like her mood. He was at urgent care sending me videos of Everest and she appeared perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
She was happy with a fever like that. She was a little bit like
she was out of it, definitely, but she was just like tapping her belly, and she was like,
mm-hmm.
And then she was eating her Otter Pop, big old smile on her face every time.
It was nice that, because we just kept in contact the whole night, because Eric the whole night was worried about Addison here, and then I was worried about Everest with him, and so we just kept each other in the loop. But Addison was playing with my nephew Mark the whole night, but I think our big concern was, is Addison going to get what Everest got?
Because it says it's hyper contagious.
Highly contagious, yeah, and they share the same room that they sleep in. They, come in contact with each other. Obviously, when Everest showed the signs of sickness, we were very adamant about, like, keeping space between the girls, just so hopefully Addison wouldn't get sick. Addison hasn't gotten sick yet, knock on wood.
She never got sick.
And it's like, what? It's like a week and a half later?
Yeah, pretty much. About a week.
She probably should have. Yeah, she's immune.
Yeah.
Or she just didn't want a popsicle.
I don't think that's the case.
No, she loves. Yeah, they both love popsicles.
Oh my gosh, he takes a popsicle out of the freezer, and she gets this biggest smile on her face.
They don't even see me get it, and they just hear me open the freezer door and
because he does it so often,
unwrap the popsicle, and I just hear squeals, and then they start running towards me. Well, I mean, walking quickly towards me.
So that was our night with one of our girls getting sick for the first time, and it's pretty scary. Just because you don't know what they want or how they're feeling or what you're doing is making them feel better. You just kind of have to do everything by instinct, which is scary. And so we finally witnessed it. I mean, it took a while for them to get sick, so we were very thankful for that.
It took a while for at least one of them.
At least one of them, yeah.
See, and I think it would have been scarier for us had Everest reacted more, like she just like powered through it and stayed chipper. She slept regularly. She pretty much ate regularly until like the day after.
She was eating fine.
Yeah,
she drank all of her bottles.
And it was like the day after she didn't really drink much, but then it was like right back to normal the next day. But she like didn't really show signs of her feeling bad really, and I think that helped the process, like going through it with her, because if she was
crying and whining and tired
and wouldn't sleep, then we'd be like, oh my gosh, like what do we? Yeah. So she's a fighter.
So we're just really happy that she's healthy now, and Addison is healthy as well, and we're healthy. His nephew never got sick either, which is really great. He's 5. He tends to be more present in 2 or younger. But yeah, we're really thankful for all of you out there. We did a little Insta story on Instagram about that night, and a lot of you reached out and sent prayers and good thoughts, and so we really appreciate that. So thank you for reaching out and making sure she was okay. Yeah, we're just thankful to have her McFamily with us, and you diagnosed her correctly, and a doctor in urgent care didn't.
Y'all should get a job.
Right?
Totally get a job as urgent care.
And it's great because when we're in those kind of things and we don't know what's happening, we can post something out there and, ask you guys and get your opinions, because chances are somebody out there would have gone through the same thing. So that's really awesome with our platform that we're able to do that. And we're very thankful for that.
Yeah. We should probably wrap this up because the lighting looks atrocious from way back here. So
yeah, it started off good.
Yeah.
Sun's going down.
Yeah. And the girls are napping. So
yeah.
But
thanks for watching, you guys. We hope you had a great holiday with your family. We hope that your New Year's is going to be amazing. Happy New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah. We hope you had a great 2018. It was the best year of our lives because of our girls.
Yeah.
And this is the last McBaby Monday of 2018. We've gotten a bunch of requests for certain type of videos that we will be doing in the new year. House tour is coming. We're going to be doing a video about cloth diapering. We've gotten a lot of requests on that one. And we're going to continue just showing life with our girls. Great. They're going to be running and talking. And
they're just like,
they're doing amazing. Oh, and for the first McBaby Monday of 2019, the A&E music video will be premiering. So we're going to start the year off with that, which I'm very excited to share.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And the girls are so cute in it.
I know.
It's just filled with the two of them.
Cuteness.
It's so cute.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to share that with you. If you haven't heard the song, head over to Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Bandcamp. All the links are down in the description. But you can hear the song that I wrote for Addison and Everest. It's called Annie. That's it.
So thanks for watching today's video. Remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And we'll see y'all soon. 3.
Oh, hi. Nice of you to join me at the end of the video. Oh, if you want to check out the last video we uploaded, check it out here. And if you want to do some binge watching, go ahead and check out this playlist here. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.